know him from the Smiley Morning Show. Now he's got his own show. Radio Theology is on ZPL. Here's Pub Pastor Darren.
September 29th, 2019. Welcome to the party, my friends.
Woo-hoo!
It is Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. Guys, I'm walking through Kroger this week.
Okay.
Halloween candy out in force.
Ooh,
A lot of
yeah.
orange and black.
Yeah. Well, and as I walk past the aisle, I'll be honest with you, it kind of made me happy in my soul a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't have anything to do with Jesus.
Yeah.
But it had a whole lot to do with Sour Patch Kids.
Are you a Halloween guy or just a candy guy?
I don't really like Halloween. I just enjoy candy and dressing up.
All right.
I don't like scary things.
You don't do scary.
No haunted houses.
Okay.
No roller coasters. I don't know how those are included. If there was a haunted roller coaster, it'd be a double negative.
Oh man.
I would never do that. You know what else I'm against?
What's that?
My neighbor who has up Halloween lights.
Why?
Well, because he's a moron.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
You heard it here
You know
first.
what? Listen, I want to take that back. That was aggressive.
No, I like the honesty in it.
I'm a pastor.
Yeah.
And I love my neighbor as myself.
Yeah.
Although if I was myself and had up exterior illumination for Halloween, I'd hate myself.
You're saying this early in the game.
No, I'm just saying I don't think Halloween
okay.
is you can decorate if you want. You want to put ghosts in the tree, whatever.
Doesn't prompt the lights though.
You don't need
Okay.
no one needs orange lights around a pole for Halloween.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now you want to put a little strobe light with some dry ice or something on Halloween night. Look, yeah, one of those soundtracks.
Yeah.
I can get down
I
for
get
that.
that.
Okay.
Just
But-
for Halloween though.
Yeah, but if you're getting a month out, it's September 29th.
Yeah.
We don't celebrate Halloween until the 31st of October.
Right.
And you've already illuminated your house in orange? Come on, bud.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like one of our neighbors does they dig a grave and they do the caution tape and
Oh, my.
they've got those dogs that are skeleton dogs on
yeah.
the big chains and I'm like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just don't like it in my heart.
Mhm.
It makes me feel things that are like I don't want to feel
Well,
like
you've got
that.
a tiny dog too. I mean, in real
Well,
life,
there's my
so
dog
maybe
and two young kids.
What
that,
if he shows up in the grave?
yeah.
Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Talk about Halloween decoration, Halloween candy. I'm not saying your neighbor's going to kill your dog.
All she
I all of a
heard
sudden
was
don't trust you.
No, I'm
Somehow.
saying, what if maybe this is it's a whole thing.
It's gonna-
to
it's
get you distracted.
Yeah.
An
You're like,
elaborate
fake?
cover up.
bro. Her neighbor's already dug a hole. You don't need to dig one too.
All right, let's talk about your son's hunger strike.
Okay.
I'm hungry for candy.
Sure.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Went to Kroger, saw the candy, got hungry.
Got
Yeah.
it.
You're saying your son's having some issue with eating.
Yeah. Say, honey, it's time for dinner. Runs to the table, climbs up there. No, I want crackers. I'm like, well, you don't get crackers. You
Way to
get
stay strong.
you get dinner.
Yeah,
If you don't want dinner, then you don't eat dinner.
I like it.
So we didn't.
Okay.
Yesterday at lunch, refused lunch at daycare.
Wow.
Daycare lady's like, well, I don't know. He just, I think he just wanted to control the situation. And I was like,
Okay. All right.
this morning at breakfast,
Deep.
Mommy, I want toast. Butter toast. Okay.
Wow.
So I get the bread out and I get the butter out. And you want to help me make the toast?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mommy. Okay, put the toast down in the toaster, loses his ever-loving mind, and never returns to the table to eat the toast.
So he hasn't eaten?
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't eaten.
You
He comes home dressed as
Wow.
John the Baptist. He may be on a hunger strike or something. You might want to take sackcloth or ashes or
a handful of locusts?
He just won't. Like, I'm like, well, I mean, I guess you're going to eat when you're hungry, but if you don't want exactly, you ask me for something specific,
Yeah.
I say yes and deliver it to you immediately, and then you don't want it? I'm like,
Wow.
Hey, I
that's
think you stay strong.
that's a power struggle.
Is he backed
Exactly.
up? Like, is he? I mean,
No,
is it,
no.
Okay.
no,
all right.
no,
He's fine in
not
that department.
Yes.
Stay strong.
If he's strong in any department, it's that
Yeah.
one.
I think
Yes,
we need
I
some
will.
prayers.
He does. We'll pray for him.
Yeah.
What'd I do with my dog? My dog was on a hunger strike this week.
That was
Oh, really?
such a dismissive. We'll pray for him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we'll pray for it.
Yeah, don't worry.
Not so much.
Consider it
some-
handled. Got the big band upstairs on it.
No, my dog also went on a hunger strike this week. My in-laws are in town.
Okay.
I
Oh.
love my in-laws. This is not an in-law joke at all. Trust me.
Disclaimer: not like your neighbor who you loathe because he just likes lighting up his house.
That's too much.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Okay.
My in-laws are in town. My dog's not eating. I realized something that my dog is the only person I knowingly shame in my life.
Oh.
So I wouldn't do this with your son.
no.
But for me, when he's not eating, instead of being like, hey, buddy, fuzzy buddy,
You okay?
why aren't you eating your food? I just look at him like, why are you being a moron? With the freaking food, eat it. It's the same thing every day. What's the hunger strike
Eat
about?
it, you ungrateful dog.
Yeah, which
Aw.
maybe I need to get compassionate.
Wow.
Get down
I
on
think
his
he
level.
can probably sense your tone and angst towards him, and it's probably not helping.
You know what? I bet my neighbor could too.
I think so.
Well, now I've learned a lot in this segment.
yep,
Wow.
Yep.
We're
We
gonna have
better
to
get
play
a
some music,
song.
and I'm gonna have to get right with the Lord.
Get to a song.
My neighbor, my dog, possibly Lisa's kid.
Maybe
grief.
just pray for yourself.
Yeah. We'll pray for you.
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Back with you here. It's Pastor Darren, Ryan, and Lisa. Guys, number one way to order steak in America. Take a guess.
I'm a medium rare girl.
Medium rare, Ryan?
I'm medium rare to medium.
Number one most popular way to order steaks in America. Mm-hmm. Well done.
Oh, boo.
I don't get it.
That's the opposite of well done.
I don't want a piece of leather. I'm
No.
like, give me something with some blood in it. And I want some taste,
flavor.
I want to taste the meat.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was a different meat, it would be different. I would eat it differently.
Yeah.
Like, how would you eat horse? Do we eat horse?
Ew.
It's a gamey meat. Dogs eat horse and dog food.
They do?
Yeah, when the horse dies, they turn it into glue and dog food.
I've heard of the
What?
glue. I didn't hear about the dog food. I don't want to eat a. I don't know why I thought of the
Yes.
horse. I don't want to eat a horse. I like horses. I think they should stay just horses.
Exactly.
All right.
But you guys,
Have you eaten a horse or something?
No,
What's
no,
going on?
no, I will no. This memory just bubbled up. I used to have an imaginary horse when I was a little girl.
You had an imaginary horse.
What?
Did he become glue or dog food?
Was it a he?
I don't know. It was a he.
It was a
It was
he.
a male.
Okay.
Okay.
What was your imaginary horse's name, Lisa?
Yeah, tell us about
Let
it.
me tell you the story first of the only memory I have of the horse, which makes his name even better.
Okay.
So I oh my gosh, I can picture this so vividly in my old St. Mark United Methodist Church, right? In the bathroom. I can still see the stall, and I'm in the stall going potty as a 7-year-old, whatever.
Okay.
And also talking to my imaginary horse. Okay? So we're having this conversation, he and I, in the stall of the bathroom.
Why is the horse in the stall?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is this the first day you guys have met?
No.
Okay.
But this is the only vivid memory I have of my
Radio Theology. I swear, we are your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music.
Wow.
Pastor
Look at
Darren
there.
here with Ryan. Lisa's telling us about the time she was 6 using the restroom at a church with her and her imaginary horse.
Yes.
Wow.
That we still don't know its name.
Right. So
Okay.
my mom was also like, she was in the bathroom washing her hands or whatever, and I'm talking to this horse, and she's like, "Who are you talking to?" And I'm like, "Mom, I'm talking to Chit Chit." And she goes, "What? Huh?" And I'm like, "Mom, my horse's name is Chit Chit." And she's like, "No, you're in the bathroom. You can't
Chit
say
Chit?
Chit Chit."
Okay, wait.
Why?
Lisa, we are live on the radio. There are
It's a
stipulations.
CH.
Why?
C-H-T.
I-T.
C-H-I-T.
Okay.
C-H-I-T.
Dash. Okay.
Chit.
Chit
Chit.
Chit.
is
Shit.
your imaginary horse.
Okay.
Is my imaginary horse. Why I named him Chit Chit? I don't know. I think it's because the sound, you're like, giddy up. I don't know. Okay, I
You
don't
would then
know.
name him Giddy Up if that
Right,
was
you
the
could.
case.
Did
But,
you
like-
have any other imaginary friends?
No, I don't think it was just Chit Chit, and it was. It was
Every
very.
time you say it, it's so fantastic.
It was a very short-lived, I think, because literally my only memory is in the bathroom stall, and I was like, never say that ever again.
Yeah.
Especially not in church. Especially not in the bathroom. Especially not in the bathroom at church. I'm like,
Now, disclaimer,
Okay.
Lisa, you were a farm girl.
I grew up on a
growing up.
farm, but I
So-
didn't have a horse of my own. I had to create one, and I apparently had to name him Chit Chit.
Okay, I want to dig into this because there's somebody listening right now that has
Boy.
had an imaginary friend, imaginary pet.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I bet there are a lot of people out there that say, yes, my kid right now.
Yes.
Okay.
We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call, 317-228-1099, or jump on Facebook, Twitter. We'd love to hear if your kid, maybe you, it's still at like 40, you've got an imaginary Chit Chit in your life.
No judgment here.
Reach out to us, Radio Theology. Lisa had an imaginary horse named Chit Chit. It's Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor here with Ryan and Lisa.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the most random intro to any segment
Yeah.
ever spoken on Radio Theology.
I would agree.
And just for the FCC and you listening,
Mm-hmm.
that was C-H-I-T.
Yep.
C-H-I-T.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Your imaginary horse at 6 years old.
Yep.
Okay. We've asked you out there, do you have imaginary pets, friends? I think it's a normal thing.
Yes, it is.
I'm saying
Very
this to
normal.
affirm you. You're not any weirder than you thought you were prior to confessing this to all of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I don't believe you.
did you hang out for a while with Chit? Are you, Ryan? Are you interested in this?
Yeah, at first I was a naysayer.
That's
Thanks.
Nice.
I
But
appreciate that.
I'm just intrigued. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to know more. Like, what would you guys do? How? Like, where would he go when you would finish with Chit? What would you do?
I don't know. The problem is that when I pull if this was just like a memory bubble that just like floated to the surface, and that when I tried to dig into you had to imagine, like, to say out loud, you had an imaginary horse named Chit.
Yes, you did.
The only thing that comes up in the file is I was in the bathroom at church and I said Chit, and my mom was like, "Don't you ever say that!" And I'm like, "Mom, it's my horse's name. You can't name your horse that." And I'm like,
Wow.
"But that's the only memory I have."
Every time
of
you
sweet Chit.
time you say your horse's name, I feel like I need to spell it for the FCC
Yes.
and for everyone.
Yes.
Once
Yeah.
again, that's CHIT. CHIT. Yes.
Yeah.
Where's your horse?
It's a double
Was-
Chit.
Was my horse.
There's almost
It was 2 chits.
Was he a big Chit?
I think.
like a Clydesdale type of.
Yeah. Like how?
Yeah, probably. Definitely not the miniature variety.
So but was it like a emotional support imaginary horse?
Yeah, if I
Yeah.
still had him today, I would for sure try to get him on a Southwest flight.
Did he have a brother that was a bull?
Oh, you. Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. The only way that this is ever going to be saved, and I think, I can't believe I'm going to do this, but guys, I'm going to request.
You have to.
I need a spiritual segue.
Okay.
Spiritual segue.
Here's my thought. Is it possible that many of us want to treat Jesus like an imaginary friend
Wow. Okay.
or horse? Now, I don't think his name would be Chit,
No.
but I
Probably
don't
not.
know.
But yeah, I totally get what you're saying. Is like you keep him around for comfort, and maybe you're a little lonely sometimes. You're like, okay, I guess I'll come here, Jesus.
Yes, but here's
Yeah.
here's the thought about it. Yes. The reason that it was great to have an imaginary pet
Yeah.
is because you got some of the benefits of having an imaginary, companion, none of the responsibility. Like you didn't have to give
Ooh,
Chit
that's good.
baths. You didn't have to feed him.
That's
He didn't
true.
Right.
need. He had imaginary horseshoes, an imaginary stable, right?
Right.
Like it's some of the. Now he couldn't take you anywhere.
No.
You couldn't ride him off into the sunset.
No.
No.
But there was a little support. I think sometimes with God, we're the same way. Like, I don't know that I want the responsibility of a relationship with you,
Ooh.
but I'd like you to show up when I'm in trouble probably not in the stall of the church bathroom.
Maybe.
But
Well, you never
maybe,
know.
You never know.
I've prayed a couple times in the bathroom.
Okay, this is so absurd. Stick with us because I want to dig in.
Yes, we are going to keep talking
Do
about
you
this.
treat Jesus like an imaginary horse? Coming up next on Radio Theology. Is Jesus your imaginary emotional support horse?
Do you take him on airplanes with you? Does he have a little name like Chit, like Lisa's imaginary horse?
Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, music,
Wow.
and Lord knows what we're doing this morning.
Good
It's
grief.
Pastor Darren. I am actually a real pastor. At least I was until the past 20 minutes of radio. Here with Ryan and Lisa. You can follow us on radiotheology.com if you like any of this. If you don't, there's plenty of other radio stations
Yeah.
that aren't talking about Jesus as the emotional support imaginary animal in your life. Now, Lisa, you made a confession this morning.
Yes.
That you had a memory that popped up out of nowhere. A deep, deep recessed file called Chit, and that is CHIT.
C.
CHIT. Chit, your imaginary horse when you were 6.
Right. Yeah. I had an imaginary horse named Chit, and apparently I used to access him as my friend.
Yeah.
Aw.
Not
Right, yes.
abnormal. You're not crazy.
Right.
Right.
Lots of people have that.
Oil
Here's
his
my
saddle.
hypothesis here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Some of us like to keep God as like an imaginary friend in our life. We get the possible benefits of like, he's there when I want him to be, but we can just, when we don't really want him to be a part of our life, we don't want to deal with the responsibility. We don't want to deal with what comes with that kind of intimate relationship, we can just pretend, poof, he doesn't actually exist. He's just imaginary.
He's
Right.
just in the stable eating hay.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ooh.
especially around Christmas time.
Wow.
He was born in one.
Born in a
Right.
manger.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
my goodness, you guys.
But here's my thought. I'm going to stick with this.
Okay.
This is not a challenge. I'm not just trying to make this up, but I did actually think about it as you brought up chit, the emotional support imaginary horse. Is just the sentence itself.
I know. The name is pretty great.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You were creative even in those days, Lisa.
Yeah.
But here's the thought: is what you got from having an imaginary horse, and some people have imaginary friends. You get some of the, I guess, perceived benefit,
Sure.
but you don't actually get the true benefits of having a real friend or a real horse.
Right.
And I think so often in our connections with God, if we just keep him in this kind of far off imaginary place, we perceive that this is actually a positive thing, but we're missing out on all the benefits, which is, I don't believe Jesus is an imaginary guy. I think he's a real person who lived, he died, he was resurrected, he's still alive today, and he does actually want to come into your life in a very real way and redeem and restore what is broken, to bring you peace, passion, purpose. We talk about it every week here on the show.
Right.
Which this show is Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. But I think the difficult thing is that that actually costs a real horse would have cost you something. And a real relationship with Jesus does actually cost us something.
Okay, so why would you do that then if it costs so much?
Yeah, I mean, I'm speaking from my experience. This is not the classic Sunday school like knee-jerk response, but yeah, it's absolutely worth it. Because when you realize your purpose on earth, and you realize your passions and all the things that God has given you to live out, and I'm learning at 38 to give to others. It's not just for you, but to give to the world around you. The other day, I ran into two people that, by some standards, it would look like, oh, that's just a chance encounter. It's like, nope. Not at all. Totally ordained in my mind. Like that was supposed to happen. And it's like that moment, even a 2-minute interaction, I think is when God is sharing about loving the world around you. It's like, it doesn't mean the planet. I mean, yeah, it might mean the planet in some cases, but it's like the people in front of you are the world that I think he's talking about. So in my experience, absolutely, it's worth it.
I think any relationship we have, is it worth the risk? It is. Everything in life that's worth it is a high risk, high reward situation. But I would say this, and it's not my line. I believe it's one from Switchfoot. But love alone is worth the fight.
Yeah.
It is worth the risk. And we believe God is love, and that connection with him and that risk of that relationship, it is worth it. And he is a bazillion times better than Lisa's imaginary horse named Chit.
Aww.
How do you raise a daughter who knows her worth? Well, I have no idea. I have 3 sons, but Lisa's here to help. And Ryan, you have a daughter.
I do.
We need your combined effort to help everyone in Central Indiana who has a daughter and wants her to be an amazing, well-balanced, lovely, lovely princess of a woman. Mm-hmm. Right here on Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. It's time for Lisa's Pieces. Lisa's, help us out here.
Okay, so it's been a rough season that we've had with our little Josie, who at 4 turned into like a 17-year-old. And I'm like, I thought we had more time for this. And we didn't. So she had lots of violent meltdowns and behavior and big emotions. And so we've been doing lots and lots of work. And this week I was able to brag on her a little bit. So I was so proud of her. And I was able to share like really good news about her to someone else. So that night I said, Josie, I am so proud of you. You're working so hard to know and name and deal with your big emotions. And I'm so proud of the work you're putting in for that. I know it's really hard.
Yeah.
And she's like, thanks. So she's beaming and I'm beaming. We're just like smiling at each other. And
Beautiful parental moment.
oh my gosh, so lovely. And I said, you know what, Josie, you are just so, and she said, sweet, loving, I'm kind. I'm like, yeah, you are. You're sweet and loving and kind. What else are you? And she's like, sweet. I'm like, no, dig deeper. What else are you? And she said, I'm artistic. I'm a good big sister. I'm an encourager. I'm helpful. I'm caring. And I'm like, yeah, that's who you are. You know, and I just had this moment of going, oh my gosh. I'm not trying to take credit for it, but I'm like, we had this moment where I held the mirror up to her to help her see who she really is, help her see who I see in her, but who God sees her as and has created her little tiny being to be.
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor here with Ryan and Lisa. Lisa's talking about a moment with her daughter, Josie, where you really have to start seeing her worth and her value. We say it all the time here on Radio Theology. When you know your worth, you will start changing your world. And to allow your daughter to say those things that are true about her, I don't think we do that very much. I think a lot of times, especially when we're raising kids, they possibly hear negative things about themselves more than they hear us tell them positive things.
Yeah, for sure. And especially when you're learning how to discipline your kids, it's like, no, don't do that. Don't be mean. Don't be this. Don't be. And so it has been. So it's been a language shift for us. But the most impactful part for me was when I sat down to write about it later, I was like, how am I raising her to know her worth? And it's because I know mine. It's because I'm working really hard. We're working hard on her. I'm working so freaking hard on me, trying to know all the time my worth. Remind myself, say the truth about who I am. And that has come from living so closely with God that I'm like, anytime I try to believe something else, I let him tell me the truth. And that is the continual conversation in my mind. And so if you want to raise a daughter who knows her worth, you need to know yours.
Wow, that's good, Lisa.
Oh, I'm like,
So-
yeah,
It's really good.
let's go.
Which is not easy to do, and it is
No.
a battle every day, and it's got to be that your life is based on truth. And for Lisa, for us on our Radio Theology, that truth comes from what God has said is true about us in the Word of God, in the Bible. And what I love about what Lisa's put together, she doesn't just talk about this, but she's got a whole community of ladies all over the country that are part of the IamMotherOfTheYear.com Facebook group. Go check it out. If you need some help discovering your worth, join Lisa in this group of ladies. They can help you do that because you were never created to walk through this alone. Discover that worth. Head over to IamMotherOfTheYear.com today and stick with us. It's Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Sometimes you'll read a news story and the only three words you can speak are
Lord, have mercy.
Welcome back to Radio Theology. We are your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. Let's jump right in. Lisa, what do you got?
We're going over to China, you
Ooh,
guys.
all right.
This poor woman got mugged.
Oh, man.
And at the time, she didn't realize that she had also gotten stabbed.
Okay.
How do you not know you got stabbed?
I don't know. For 4 months, she had a knife blade stuck in her butt.
What?
For 4 months. And so she was complaining about stomach pain. And so she finally went to the doctor. They did an x-ray and they're like, ma'am, you've got a knife blade, 6-inch knife blade stuck in her rear end. Had no idea.
I have two
How?
immediate questions. One, what mugger stabs someone in the butt
Yeah.
while they're mugging?
Give me your money. Boom, right in the butt cheek.
Two, how morbidly obese does one have to be to not notice that you've got a 6-inch knife
How do you get
in your backside?
I don't
for
know.
4 months? Do you not shower? Do you not go to the bathroom? I mean,
Or do you not bleed? Like, is it just so far just perfectly
okay,
up the...
no, we can't. The more we talk about this, it's going to get worse. No. It's
Let's just say it. Someone
Let's just
say it.
Move on. Here we go.
Gosh.
Lord have mercy.
Ryan, please save us.
All right, we're going to Ohio, you guys, where a guy makes a call to the cops complaining that the cops stole his weed.
Go.
Oh,
Stole his weed. They posted the audio of the call, and he's like, wait, under 100 grams is cool, right? No, apparently
No.
it's not. So the cops go to his house. They confiscate the weed while he's there. He calls back, and he's like, y'all took my Red Lobster leftovers, too. Apparently, the cops also, for some reason, took the man's Cajun pasta from Red Lobster that he had.
Himself?
Cops know about those cheesy
The
biscuits.
cheesy biscuits.
I would have stole too.
Yeah. I'm sure when he got to his refrigerator, he didn't see his weed in his house, and he didn't see his Red Lobster
Dang.
Cajun pasta. He must have said,
Lord have mercy.
I'll finish it off. We're going to go to Louisiana because a woman from Florida was stopping at the Tiger truck stop on I-10.
Okay.
Used the restroom. Her dog, not on a leash, gets out, runs into Casper the camel's enclosure.
Okay.
oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Know how this transpired. But somehow she got into Casper's enclosure, and Casper, the 600-pound camel, sits on her.
No. No.
It gets better.
Okay. All right.
She can't get herself out from under, obviously, the 600-pound camel.
Sure.
And where he happens to be sitting on her, his parts, quote, I bit him in the testicles to get him off of me.
Oh, my gosh.
The woman was brought to the hospital, and her husband were charged with trespassing and for not having their dogs on the leash. Quote, the camel did nothing wrong. They were the aggressive ones.
I think the camel needed to go to the vet. Like, don't take her to the hospital. Like, take him to the vet.
We got Casper the camel on line one. Casper, how you doing, bud? Casper, I'm sorry to laugh. I mean, we've heard about the story. We're heartbroken for you. How are you recovering from the bites? I'm sorry. Hey, Casper, we'll be praying for you and your parts, and we just want to say, Lord have mercy. This is the most stressful thing about going on vacation as a newlywed. Welcome to Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa. Guys, big survey here. Over hundreds and hundreds of people surveyed.
Sure.
Number one most stressful thing going on honeymoon or vacation with the new significant other.
Okay.
Pooping.
How are you going to do it? Where are you going to do it?
3/4 of the people say they go out of their way not to poo in the bathroom in the hotel room and to avoid stinking it up.
That is just common courtesy.
Yeah.
If that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm there for that.
Even
Babe,
a
you're going
courtesy
down,
flush.
you're going down to the
I'm here for
lobby a
that.
lot there, babe. What's down in the lobby? Every 4 hours. What's going on down in the lobby?
I get that. I know of some couples that have bathroom privileges. That's craziness. Just those people are sociopaths.
Yes, agreed.
The greatest
Just
thing
why?
ever happened is our new house. We have a poop closet.
Oh, the
Yes,
private
the
dew
tiny
spot.
one.
Private dew spots.
Yeah, yeah.
That's heaven on earth.
Yeah, close the door. It's just a nondescript room. You don't beautify that room. It's just a dew spot.
The room knows what it is.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
We
room
quit
is what I'm
talking
saying.
about this.
I've got a poop story on okay.
So
Lisa,
no.
let's keep talking about it.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Ryan.
yeah.
All right, so my lovely, beautiful wife Lauren and I are about 17 minutes into our honeymoon.
Okay.
In Playa del Carmen, Mexico.
Ooh.
And it's after our first dinner.
Okay.
And something hits Lauren a little funny.
A joke, maybe? Some comedy?
Nope.
A litlittle further down than the mind?
You had a little gastrointestinal distress.
Yeah, a little
let's say.
GI issue.
Radio Theology, weekly dose of faith, hope, love, music, and evidently poop stories today.
Woo!
Ryan,
Yeah.
on your honeymoon, and things got a little dicey?
I'm like, hey, babe, are you all right in there? You know, we had never lived together beforehand because we're pure and Puritans. And, very,
yes.
very righteous.
Go ahead.
Anyway, I had never been to that territory before. I'm like, is everything okay? You know, I'm like, is it an international toilet? Maybe
Right.
it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Right.
She's been in there for a minute.
She's like, be out in a sec. And I'm like, okay, so wait 10 more minutes. I'm like, are you okay? What's going on? She's like, we need a plunger. I'm like, oh boy. It's like, if you're going to do it night one of the honeymoon, you know? So I call down to the front desk. Homeboy comes to the door, hands me the plunger. And I'm like,
he doesn't even help?
no, I was just like,
Dang.
Does
sir,
he help? What do you think?
What do
The
you
guy
mean
from the hotel's, I've got this, sir.
No, a
Step
maintenance
aside,
man?
ma'am.
Come on, that's why they pay him the big bucks.
well, I tried to make it as quick of an exchange as possible. I was like, I don't want to see your face. Just reach in, hand
Right.
it to me. I'll grab it. Here's a
yeah,
couple
because
pesos.
tomorrow he's going to be your bartender, and
Yeah,
you're going to be like,
Ah!
I want a tequila sunrise.
Yeah, the poop couple from cabin 4, of course. Well, anyway, so then I have to go and do what you do with a plunger on my honeymoon.
Oh, boy.
Of my wife's. It was
It
her
wasn't even
belated
yours.
wedding gift to
That
me.
sounds like leaving and cleaving if I've ever heard of it.
Oh gosh, it was something. But it's like, you know what? You get that out of the way, and then it's like, all right,
She got it out of the way.
We've kind of seen everything
Oh,
now.
boy. Oh.
Listen,
Yeah.
marriage is hard.
Yeah,
it's a
it is.
difficult thing.
Yeah,
Lisa, your husband almost died this week.
he did.
gosh.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I want us to wait. I want to come back to it. I mean, Lord have mercy. Praise the Lord. He's still in the land of the living. But he did risk his life for his family.
Yeah, he did.
It didn't have to do with toilets.
No.
But we're going to get to it next.
Babe, did you have corn tonight?
Oh, gosh.
Is your husband a big crybaby? And is it your fault?
Oh God.
It's Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor here with Ryan and Lisa. Lisa, your husband this week, you came into the home to find him screaming at the top of his lungs
Yes, that's right.
because he was
Aw.
risking his life for his family. Do tell.
He's a hero for sure, but there was a little crying.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we came home from church, me and the kids, and I come into the house hearing the sound of, I think that's Ryan, but it sounds like loud little girl Ryan. Like he's screaming in like decibels higher, like octaves and octaves higher.
Like someone is murdering him in the basement.
Did it sound a little bit like this?
It basically is what it sounds
So
like.
what is happening?
He's replacing the hot water heater, and the tank is emptying out onto him. He's trying to like shut it off. He can't. So
He's being scalded.
He's being scalded by the hot water, and it's
my
never
gosh.
stopping. And then the more he messes with it, the more it sprays in different areas.
Turn it the other way. Oh my god.
So he's like, it's on his hand. You know, he's trying with the wrench to like close the gap, or I don't know, tool words. Okay. Oh yeah. Never been more attractive to me than you are right now.
Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor here with Ryan and Lisa. Lisa talking about your husband is being scalded with an entire tank of a hot water heater that he's fixing for your family.
Yes.
That is, I am uncomfortable. My body hurts thinking about it.
Yeah.
This
For sure.
is why I don't do projects, because I always screw something up.
Yeah.
Now, I've never been scolded by an entire tank of hot water.
No, man.
Right.
But at this point,
Yeah.
did you affirm him for the fact that he had risked life and limb and now had taken, I mean, probably got second-degree burns?
Good question.
For
Yeah,
sure.
for his family.
Or did you like give him like the, really? Are you going to really yell? Which wife card did you play?
I first jumped right into shepherd mode. Oh my gosh, what do you need? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, okay, well, if you calm down, I'm going to go talk to the kids. You finish getting sprayed with hot water. And when that's done, let me know what you need. Later, I thought I did a really good job affirming him and saying, thank you so much. I know you took on a lot this weekend with the hot water heater, and you were able to do it. You saved us so much money for not, like, you didn't have
Okay,
to
that
call
sounds
someone and
pretty good.
hire.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty good.
Okay, so then I asked Ryan, did you think I affirmed you enough, like, for all of the things you did over the weekend for our family?
And he said,
No. I'm like, oh, okay, but what about when I, like, in the moment was helping you with the towels and stuff? Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess then. I'm like, okay, well, what about later that night when we talked through, like, how much money it would have been to call someone, but instead you did it with like, by yourself and had to bring the kids because I was working? Like, I guess we did have that conversation too. And I'm like, okay, so did I or did I not really affirm you? And he was like, I guess maybe I guess I just don't really remember. I'm like, okay, so
this is now a bottomless pit of affirmation.
exactly. I'm like, well, so then how much should I just keep going? Do you need me to thank you right now
Yes.
again?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no
I think-
doubt about it.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't because
Wow.
I'm like, no, this time I'm like, no.
Okay, here's my hypothesis.
Okay.
This is actually your fault.
Oh boy.
The hot water heater?
No, that's the hot water heater.
Yeah,
That's Ryan's fault. He forgot to do some kind of valve. I get
Yeah.
that.
Right.
My hypothesis is this. Us men are spoiled and need tons of affirmation, and I'm going to tell you why coming up next.
All right.
It's going to be super helpful. This may completely transform your marriage, Lisa.
Oh, hallelujah.
Are men a bottomless pit of affirmation? Lisa says yes.
Huh?
Radio Theology, a weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor Darren here with Ryan and Lisa, and we are all married folks. And Ryan, we would be husbands, also
Well,
men.
Not together, but yes.
Yes, correct. But Lisa, you just shared a story about your husband who was scolded by the entirety of a hot water heater.
Yeah.
As he tried to heroically save his family money.
Yes.
You guys got in the conversation about, did you affirm him enough for his manly handyman duties?
Yeah.
And he said
no.
Well,
Come to find out
Yes.
that maybe he didn't remember all of the things. Because when I brought it back up, he was like, oh, I guess you did say that.
Lisa, we can't
And
be
that.
held responsible to
And that.
remember everything that you say.
we just live in the moment.
Yeah, live in the moment.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying. Here's my hypothesis.
Yes, please.
We men need a lot of affirmation.
We do.
Yeah.
We're kind of whiny.
Yeah.
Would you say that's correct, Ryan?
I would, but I wouldn't say that you are, Darren.
Well, you know what? I affirm you, Ryan, that you're not whiny at all.
Thanks for that affirmation.
You're
such
welcome.
an affirming friend.
I
See
am
what
going
we're
to
doing?
vomit.
Are you picking up on what
Yeah.
we're putting
See how
down?
this works? It's just a ping pong of affirmation.
Okay.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
You just build each other up.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
It's like
Edify each other.
iron sharpening iron, Ryan.
Proverbs
Oh.
27:17. I mean, come on.
Oh my gosh.
Obvious.
Now,
Yeah.
listen, here's what I think happens.
Okay.
I have 3 sons.
Okay.
As I'm watching them be raised, I'm just watching how a little bit the difference that of the treatment they get,
Sure.
the treatment that I get.
Uh-huh.
I think as men we're set up a little bit for failure
Sure.
because our moms they raise us, they affirm us, they love us. It's my little son, my baby. And we think that's the way I'm going to be treated by the significant woman in my life for the rest of my days.
Uh-huh.
And then we get married.
Yep. It's kind of like day one, right? And then you're like, oh, yeah, you're not my mom. I wouldn't lead with that line, though, just by the way.
No.
Yeah, it's not a good tactic.
I think pretty quickly after you get married, your wife leads with that line.
Yeah.
I'm not your mom.
I'm not your mom.
That
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
She's so much nicer. Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. And here's the deal. We're having a little fun with it.
Yeah.
I do think it's kind of true. If you're raising sons, just be careful what you're setting them up for.
Sure.
It actually has worked in my marriage to get my wife to be nicer to me.
How's that?
Well, because I'll be like, well, honey, you're just setting the boys up. You want them to, their wife someday may not be this nice. And then somehow that makes her be nicer to me, which is it's like
Good.
a Jedi mind trick for niceness.
It's 100% selfless.
Yes.
What you're doing
for
there.
sure. Yes.
But can we at least reason together that we probably can't ever use too much affirmation because life is hard.
For sure. Absolutely. I agree, whether it's one of your top 5 love languages or not. But what's helping me in wifedom is, and in all my relationships probably, is when I think something nice about someone, I just say it to them.
Okay.
Right? Not all the time, but I'm trying my best to just out with it. If a positive thought crosses my
Spontaneous
mind,
affirmation.
Spontaneous affirmation. And sometimes it's so important to me that I make a note on my phone like, oh yeah, remember to tell Ryan this. And then I bring it up later so that I can.
I like that. Ryan, would you concur that you would like to be on the receiving end of the spontaneous affirmation?
There can never be enough preening in my life. Just keep it coming. Steady stream.
Here to serve, right here on Radio
There
Theology.
you go.
We need your prayers. We need your prayers. Lisa Graft, co-host of Radio Theology, might be dying.
Oh, are you okay? What's wrong?
I don't know. I think I might be dying.
Oh, gosh.
Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor in here with Ryan. For now, Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa, you woke up this morning concerned you were dying. Please tell us.
Okay, so I woke up this morning. I looked in the mirror and was like, whoa, which I do most mornings.
I look like a troll from under a bridge.
You know, like the people post the picture like, woke up like this. And I'm like, if I ever posted a picture like that, it would be like, no duh.
Yeah.
Like, obviously.
You did this Monday on radiotheology.com or our Instagram. You posted the Monday Lisa.
The Monday Lisa, exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I looked in the mirror and I was like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, I think my face is puffy. Ew, why? And then I'm like, I don't know why, but just in case I'm dying, in case someone finds me dead later, I want them to know that I knew something was wrong.
Okay, wait.
So I don't want to be a stupid, ignorant, dead person. I want some credit in my death as far as like, yes, she was aware
that the puffy face was.
The puffy face was the first sign.
I'm going to tread lightly.
Okay.
Because I know that you can battle with anxiety.
Yes. Yes.
My wife, also in the struggle. The struggle is real, #.
Sure.
So I don't want to make light of this, but I'm going to.
Sure.
Okay.
So,
I don't want to, but I can't help it.
I have to.
so you went from
my duty.
puffy face to immediately possible death.
Yes.
Let's come together and help you through this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because maybe you're listening right now, and maybe you have some anxious thoughts that take you down very scary, dark paths.
Yes.
Halloween's around the corner. Let's head off all the scary before it happens. So it's Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music. Pastor in here with Ryan and Lisa. Lisa thought she was dying this morning. Let's go to this. Did anything happen yesterday? Did you consume anything that could have caused any kind of inflammation in your face?
That's a good question.
Shellfish.
Yeah.
No.
Nuts,
shellfish.
tree nuts.
Strawberries. Sometimes people get allergic to fruit.
Yeah, no, nothing that I could possibly be allergic to. Probably. I think
Anything out of the ordinary.
my out of the ordinary was I did have an impromptu afternoon date with a friend,
And
Okay.
and we possibly ate 2 baskets of chips and salsa
Okay.
and consumed 2 27-ounce margaritas.
Wait,
Between the two of you, like you each had one?
We each had 2 because
Oh
they
my.
were
Okay.
they were
All right,
on
hold on.
special. They were on special.
yeah,
Great,
they were on special
great.
called Puff Your Face Up special. So not only did you have the chips,
Yeah, a basket of salt.
covered,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
deep fried, salt-soaked chips.
Yep.
with the sprinkle.
With the sprinkle of extra salt.
Obviously.
Ryan, help me with the math because I did fail it twice in college.
Sure, go ahead.
27 plus 27 is what?
That's 54.
So you had 54 ounces of margarita, bags and buckets of sodium on the chips. I'm going to do the quick math. I've got a calculator here. I'm going to do the quick math on potential sodium just in your marks. Just a second. Calculating. You had approximately 900 extra milligrams of sodium just in the margaritas. We're not even talking about the chips.
Yeah.
But none of this came to your mind when
No.
you saw your puffy face.
No.
Immediate possible death. Let somebody know in case they find me on my bathroom floor.
That much salt would put down a horse.
Well, if you had seen my face this morning, you may have said that too.
We're here to help. If anxiety's lying to you,
Call us.
call us and find the facts. It might just be sodium.
It's the thought of the day with Pastor Darren.
Is Jesus just like your imaginary horse? Crazy question, I know, but upon further review, maybe it's not that crazy. This morning on Radio Theology, Lisa confessed the truth that as a kid, she had an imaginary horse named Chit Chit. Now, once again, that is C-H-I-T, C-H-I-T. But Lisa had an emotional stability, or whatever you want to call it, imaginary horse named Chit Chit. We're not exactly how long their imaginary relationship happened, but he was a horse, and he didn't exist except in her mind. Now listen, since Chit Chit was an imaginary horse, Lisa could never ride him off into the sunset. He would never help her escape danger in some far-off land. He couldn't even, take her to the store because he didn't exist. He was imaginary. But maybe an imaginary horse isn't that bad. The good thing about imaginary horse is it doesn't actually require any real responsibility. Like, for instance, when Lisa wanted to imagine that the horse could be there, she could. And when she wanted to stop, it just disappeared from her imaginary mind. The horse ate imaginary hay. He lived in an imaginary stable, and he had an imaginary caretaker, evidently. And this imaginary horse gave her some of the benefits of having a real horse, but none of the responsibility, and really none of the reality. If Lisa had had a real horse, she would have had to feed it, walk it, bathe it, to care for it. And that relationship and responsibility would have taken real time and cost real money. But on a positive note, it would have been a real horse that could have done real horse stuff. And all this got me thinking about how many of us treat Jesus the same way. We know his name and we like the thought of him, but if we're honest, we often would like to treat him like an imaginary friend. We like the thought of him, we get some of the benefits of believing he exists, but we don't actually want to have to deal with the relationship with him. We just want to pretend like he's an imaginary friend. But the good news is, Jesus isn't imaginary. He actually lived and he died and he was resurrected from the dead, and he's still alive now. And he has no desire to be treated like your imaginary friend. You see, he's too good for that. Now, the challenge is a real relationship with Jesus will actually cost you something. In fact, Jesus said it would cost you everything, but it would be worth it all. You see, Jesus is so real that he wants to meet you in your life where you really are. He wants to meet you in your pain and in your struggle and in your brokenness so that he can heal what is broken and restore that which needs to be restored. So he can empower you and love you to become everything you were created to be. Friend, Jesus is not your imaginary buddy or horse. He longs to be a real friend and a savior that loves you beyond what you could ever hope or imagine. And if you're searching for peace, for purpose, or passion in your life, You don't need an imaginary friend or imaginary horse or imaginary God. You need the real thing. You need a God that is with you, that is for you, and that has created you on purpose and for a purpose. And his name is Jesus. And he is waiting for your invitation to begin to show you his love, his guidance, and his grace that is far beyond anything you could hope or imagine. This is Pastor Darren Earlywine, and that's been your Radio Theology Thought of the Day.
Wow, you really know how to hold and capture my attention. Talking about Jesus as a support animal. Amazing. That was a great thought of the day, Pastor Darren.
Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. And we love hanging out with you. We love hanging out with you every single week. And here's the deal. We would love to actually be a part of your week every day. How can they do that, Lisa?
They could follow us on social. Go to radiotheology.com and make sure you give us a like and a follow.
What about the podcast, Ryan? Tell me about that.
Oh, the podcast is fire, Darren. It's so good. If you like the content but you want more, go to wherever you get your podcasts and search for Radio Theology.
And never forget these three things. God's for you, not against you. He's near you, not far from you. And he's created you on purpose and for a purpose. We love you. Have a great week. We'll talk to you next time on Radio Theology, your weekly dose of faith, hope, love, and music.